Welcome back, club members, to this week's episode of the Hollywood Hubbies Film Club. I'm Jeffrey.
And I'm Brandon.
You guys, 2 movies ago, Judy Garland. Last movie, Liza. We have now reached our final boss, Barbra Streisand. This is the Gay Olympics. This is the Super Bowl. Who will win the Stanley Cup? Did I do it? Am I right?
I mean, yeah, because like nobody else on this list, I think, is in the gay, at least this is the gay trifecta for movie musicals, right?
I mean, if there was a Cher musical on the list, I would say it was like a 4 top.
Yeah.
But
and Julie Andrews, in my opinion, does not count.
Is she a gay icon?
I don't think so.
I mean, gay people like her.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Okay. Chime in if you think Julie Andrews is a gay icon.
Last week we did our review of Bob Fosse's Cabaret. My God, I think we had about 4 hours of content that we had to edit down. We definitely loved that so much. If there's a movie you cannot skip, that is definitely one of them. So, yeah, hope you guys liked our 2-parter Cabaret.
I mean, even if you listen to it towards the end, we're like trying to finish the episode and like we just keep talking. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk about this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I forgot to talk about this, blah, 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 blah.
Oh
so
goodness.
It just never ended. That could have been a 3-parter.
Yo, easy. Easy could have been a 3-parter. We have officially reached over the 6K streams mark for our podcast. So thank you everybody for that.
That is so awesome.
Here's our, journey to many, many more streams. Thanks everyone for listening. Drop comments, leave feedback. We love everyone's interaction so much.
For those of you who are just joining us, we are reviewing AFI's top 25 movie musicals of all time. At the end of every episode, we are spinning the wheel to give us our movie for the next episode. That way you can watch along with us.
Well, don't even think about raining on our parade this week as we shake our fanny to review 1968's Funny Girl. You see what I did there? You like that?
Not our fanny.
I mean,
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Woo. Funny Girl is an American biographical musical film directed by William Wyler with music and lyrics by Julie Styne and Bob Merrill. Written by Isobel Lennart. Is it Isabel or Isobel? I think Isobel.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, it's our trope, right?
Well, it says adapted from her book, so that looks like Isabel. So if you were trying to make it like the male counterpart, then maybe that's why you're trying to say Isabel.
That's true. That's true. Adapted from her book for the stage musical of the same title. It is loosely based on the life and career of comedienne Fanny Brice and her stormy relationship with entrepreneur and gambler Nicky Arnstein.
Nicky Arnstein. Okay. The film stars Barbra Streisand in her film debut, reprising her Broadway role as Fanny Brice. Omar Sharif, Kay Medford, Anne Francis, Walter Pidgeon, Lee Allen, and Mae Questel, who we all know, well, at least I know her, mostly from voicing Betty Boop, Olive Oil, and my husband's favorite,
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I think every time we bring her up, you don't quote any Betty Boop, any Olive Oil. You are quoting the dinner scene from Christmas Vacation.
Grace! Oh! There's so many like cool quotes that she has in that movie. That dinner scene.
She's so hilarious. That
so
whole
funny.
movie's hilarious. Mm-hmm. I believe that is the best one of all of the Vacation.
Of the Vacation movies. Yeah.
Okay.
I could see that. Mm-hmm.
Yes. A major critical and commercial success, Funny Girl became the highest grossing film of 1968 in the United States and received 8 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress for Kay Medford, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Score, Best Sound, Best Song for Funny Girl, and winning one of them, which was Barbra Streisand for Best Actress. Fun fact, Barbra Streisand tied for the award with Katharine Hepburn for The Lion in Winter, which marked the first and only tie to happen in the category's history.
That's
Have
pretty.
you seen her Academy Award outfit?
I'm sure I've seen that before.
It
Yeah,
is so iconic.
yeah.
Like it is a moment in fashion. Like she
I'm
came up
sure I
there,
have.
I think it's like black and glittery and slightly see-through, so you like see her bra
Oh
through
yes,
it,
yes,
and
yes. I
she's
know what
got
you're
the
talking
big
about.
wig on, and she goes up there and she looks at the award and she does "Hello, gorgeous." Like
And isn't Catherine's not there, correct?
she never is. she, I mean,
A pioneer, not a what's the word? Like a gluttonous awards
no,
type of
she's doing
person.
it for the acting. She's
Mm-hmm.
not doing it for the awards.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there are, I don't want to name names, but I think there are people that are like that sometimes when it comes to like awards, like I'm not showing up, but it's like, girl, no one asked you to show up. Like,
Oh, I see what you mean.
but like she has like 4 Academy Awards. Like, if she doesn't want to show up and stack another one, like,
Mm-hmm.
rightfully so, girl. Like,
Stay on
do you?
the board, keep making changes for women in film. I mean, like that's the type of stuff people know Catherine for.
Mhm.
So not surprised that she was not there.
Yeah. Another random fact about that I've read online, and I don't know how true this is because I think that I think it's an urban legend because I think a tie when it comes to awards like this is not literally like 100 votes and 100 votes. You exactly had a tie. I think they're like a tie is like when you're around like
Like a
a
5% cuss.
3 vote or 5 vote. It's like a very small margin where they're like, it's a tie.
Makes sense. I think they do concerts like that too. A sold out concert is just by a certain percentage, not necessarily every single seat sold.
But there's this urban legend that like she had never done a film before, but the president of the academy made her a member before she did a film. And you're not supposed to be a member before you've actually made films, but he's like, she's going to be such a big star that
Oh,
we've already
interesting.
given her a membership to the academy. So the thing that people say is like she won herself the award by being like the tying vote. But
very interesting.
I don't think it really works like that because, like I said, from what I've read, and I could be wrong, I think it has to be a small margin. It's not just like Barbra Streisand was her 100th vote, and then Catherine had 100. It's probably way more votes than that. But I just mean,
it must be. I'm sure it's a
it's
percentage.
just a funny story people like to tell.
If somebody knows out there, definitely chime in and let us know. But there's got to be some sort of a percentage that tips the scale to when it becomes no longer a tie.
Considering that I don't know why they would even want a tie, I would be like, a tie is an exact number. If someone's off by 1 vote, guess what? That person won because they won. Don't you think? Like, I could understand calling something a sold out concert if you're at like 99%, but if someone won by 1 vote, they won by 1 vote.
Well, winning is winning. I mean, that's the thing. You either win or you lose. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. That's like when people say, like, oh, we barely lost that game. There's no barely.
No,
you lost the game. So, yeah, I mean, I think that you're right when it comes to that. If you're going to word it that way, if you're winning the category, then 1 vote more is a win. So, very interesting.
Who would you choose?
Well, I will say that I think that like you said, during this time, I think Catherine has solidified herself, and I'm sure another award to her wouldn't have really made that big of a difference to her. I do like The Lion in Winter, but I like the script. I like the play The Lion in Winter more than the movie version. So,
okay.
In general, if I'm using that as a comparison, probably Barbara. I was very impressed with her. We'll get into it, but I was very impressed with her acting skills in this. For this being a film debut, like I was super impressed. But in general, it just feels like I'm sure you're easier to gel into a film when you've got that experience.
Yeah, I think that Barbara has kind of always looked at herself as more of an actress than a singer, or knowing that she could sing but really wanting to excel in acting, and I think you can really tell that in this movie.
Kind of reminds me a bit of Cher as well, trying to always, have to prove herself as an actress, which is very interesting because she is a great actress.
Mhm.
So it is interesting that, these artists that we know for being such huge icons because
Mhm.
of their albums and because of the pop star that they are, that they have to prove they're right
Mhm.
as an actor. I mean, looking at someone more modern, I'm sure that Lady Gaga goes through the same battle. I'm sure
Mhm.
some people take her more serious now that she's got more credibility with the type of films that she has done. But I feel like, there are certain people that are always going to have that type of battle with it because, they are a pop star. Oh, maybe they don't pick the best roles for them. I know people, give their own critiques about roles, but Cher probably didn't always pick the best parts for herself.
Yeah, I definitely see the similarity between the 3 that you just named. I do know that I think Barbara probably had, like, a leg up on both of them because she did have a start in Broadway.
Hmm.
Like, she had already been, in 2 shows before she made this movie. I think the other 2, I don't know how much acting they were doing previously to getting into film work.
Yeah, Cher was probably more like what, variety type of
Variety
acting.
shows, and I know she had made movies when she was, like, Sonny and Cher, but,
Hmm.
like, to be taken seriously, I
Right,
think people were still like, "Oh, she's just a pop star."
right, exactly.
So, but yeah, it is probably hard when you're known for something and people are like, "Oh, are you really an actor?"
Yeah.
So,
In 2016, Funny Girl was deemed culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant by the United States Library of Congress and selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. So, Boo, had you seen this movie before? And if so, what is your first and fondest memory of it?
you know what's funny is that I was trying to figure out all last night, like, when did I first see this movie? I honestly have no, like, recollection of what the first time I saw this movie was. The only thing I can think of is that we had been joking around about people like Barbara and, like, Cher and how they are, like, truly gay icons.
Hmm.
And I know that, like, growing up, I never understood the appeal of Cher. I never understood the appeal of Barbra Streisand. I didn't get it. I didn't listen to their music. I knew their music. I know, like, when Cher had her big comeback with Believe, I was like, "I don't like it. I don't get it." And, whatever songs I had heard of Barbara, I just didn't like, nothing really clicked with her, with me enjoying her. And I don't know what it was, but later in life, going back and, like, introducing myself to their work, I know I know it started with Cher and then it went into Barbara, but I went back and like watched some of their movies, listened to some of their music, and I just became like obsessed. You
Hmm.
know me and my deep diving. Like when I like something, I can't just like it. I have to like everything of it. So listened to their albums, watched all of their movies, wanted to see them live in concert, things like that. So
Definitely adult years for you.
adult years. So yeah, I don't have a fondest memory. I just know that like within the last maybe 10 years with Barbra Streisand, I've really, like, come into really respecting her career and her music and
Hmm.
what she is, and then just listening to the Barbra Streisand Holy Bible that she just released, which was, like, 50 hours.
Hmm.
Her book is so long, and I don't know if anyone has had the chance to listen to it. If you've read it, great, but if you haven't listened to it, she does the audio recording, and she records it like somebody who is reading and then remembers something and has to stop and, like, tell a little side story that is not in the written
Oh,
text.
that's cool. It's almost like you get bonus features if you listen to it.
100%.
Ooh,
Like,
that's cool.
she will go off on a tangent on something, and you'll just be sitting there going like, "Oh my god, I can listen to you talk all day." I know some people were like, "It was slow, it was boring, like, it was a lot," and I'm like, I could have listened to it twice. I know
Hmm.
that we were on a road trip one time, and I was like, "You have to listen to this part about her, doing her first Broadway play, like, tell me what you think, like, it's so interesting." Like, I just thought the whole book was interesting, so
Hmm.
if you get a chance to listen or read her book, I definitely recommend it. What about you, Boo? What is your first and fondest memory with this movie?
Probably adult adulthood as well. I mean, I can't really think of a time where in my childhood I was watching Funny Girl. Definitely more so Hello Dolly. But even at that wasn't something that I was going to out of my way to watch. But I would say I had seen Hello Dolly more than Funny Girl growing up. Yeah, I didn't know too much about it. I, along with you, didn't really grow up. But it also could be because of a bit of our generation. But I didn't really grow up, idolizing her or yeah, Cher was more of a household name in my family. That was more of a mom had Cher records,
Oh, okay.
So it was, yeah, Barbara wasn't one of those um
She wasn't in the vinyl
household name.
collection.
No, not really. Not that I can think of, but my mom always loved her. And as we had said before, with A Star is Born, that was the one that was more familiar in my household because that was one that my parents really liked. So
it's so funny. I feel like when you talk to like the girls and the gays, like I feel like when it comes to Barbara, a lot of gay men will talk about Funny Girl and Funny Lady, or just, that era of Barbara. I feel like women, when you talk to women of a certain age that love Barbra Streisand, they always talk about A Star is Born. I think that resonated more with women in general. Like, because I know that when we used to talk about Barbara with like Monica, my stepmother, she would talk about A Star is Born and loving that and loving the music and just liking that like different take on Barbara, the rock era Barbara, and just the storyline in general. And that's funny to hear that your mom liked that movie too. I just feel like that was just a more women liked Barbara in that era more.
Yeah, and you know what? That's funny because maybe she just impacted different generations in different ways, because people might also be more familiar with Barbara from the Meet the Fockers / Parents era. So, there are different, or oh my gosh, that funny one with Seth Rogen.
Oh my God,
The mom. Was it called Mom?
No, that's the one with Debbie Reynolds.
Oh no, is that Mother?
Oh,
No.
but I just mean,
oh my
like,
God, the Debbie Reynolds one with Albert Brooks is hilarious. Yeah,
but that one's called, I think it's called Road Trip.
Oh, got it.
Seth Rogen and her on a road trip together. That was funny. We saw that in theaters.
Oh, The Guilt Trip.
Oh,
The Guilt Trip. Yeah, that was funny. That was definitely funny. Well, shall we just dive into the plot here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Set in and around New York City, just before and following World War I, the story opens with Folly's star, Fanny Brice, played by Barbra Streisand, awaiting her husband, Nicky Arnstein, played by Omar, is it Sharif? Omar Sharif, to arrive at the theater, and then moves into an extended sort of like flashback, focusing on their first meeting, their marriage, and Fanny's rise to stardom. So it basically is a introduction into her present day life as she's walking into the empty theater. It's like it's like her call time. She's there like 2 hours before the show starts. So yeah,
we meet Fanny and she's already rich, she's already famous, she's already glamorous. Like, she comes in with the big coat and the hair and the makeup. She looks amazing. We get her iconic line that everybody knows, "Hello, gorgeous." Like, I swear people quote that all the time.
And it kind of gives me a little bit of a Little Shop of Horrors vibe at the beginning, the way that like the streets are set and like her leopard coat walking down the street. I was like, oh my God, this totally gives me Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my gosh.
A way classier Audrey, but the aesthetic vibe of it, I was like, oh my God, this could totally be the intro for Little Shop.
Another fun fact, I think that was offered to Barbra Streisand when they were making the movie.
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could definitely see it. So the opening credits, we're not sure, you guys, if this is because the extended DVD version or the score when the film opens has a pre-credits sequence, and
I honestly think that this is how it was in theaters because it happened during intermission too. I turned on the Blu-ray and we're watching, and I thought my Blu-ray player was broken because the music was playing and it was a black screen for 5 minutes, and I kept fast forwarding, going, "Ooh, I think our Blu-ray is broken. Like it's nothing." So, and then finally it got to like the Columbia Pictures
and the title
introduction.
cards.
Yes,
But
and
what's interesting, babe, is that the title cards also have the score playing.
I think that was like sit down, the movie's about to start score.
Like
I
house,
think
house music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
get
think
it.
that if once that started playing, there was no going back, but it was letting people know, like, get to your seat.
Okay, so literally house music. I get it.
But I was thrown off.
Me too.
I didn't get it.
I think maybe in a movie theater we would have digested that a little bit better because we're like, is things broken? It was a weird start.
Is things broken? Is things broken?
Like it was definitely a weird start. But besides that weird technical start, the score itself is pretty. It's the standard Hollywood title cards, you guys. You know how these movies are. We're on movie like 16 now or 17. Like it's the standard classic movie title cards where you get your score and the introductory with some kind of psychedelic colors that they always choose for these movies.
I was gonna say if that threw me off. Like
they always do it. I don't get it.
Wait, but what other movie had psychedelic colors?
I'm telling you, if you go back and watch the title card sequences, they all have that kind of glossy, weird. Are we in the 70s or the 20s, you guys? Like.
The colors,
off, right?
Yeah. I was taking pictures because I wanted to post a story that we were watching this last night, and like I took 3 pictures, and when I looked at them, all 3 pictures were a different color because it was like a lava lamp. I don't know.
Is this Austin Powers? Is this Valley of the Dolls? What are we opening up into? But it was the technique at the time.
Is Valley of the Dolls on the list?
Not a musical.
I mean,
kind of. It's not though, but yes, good point though. Good point.
Oh, I want to watch that. That's on our list.
Okay, so while Fanny is sitting in the house of the empty theater, we cut into the main flashback. The flashback is Fanny being a stage-struck Jewish teenager trying to land her first job in vaudeville. Her mother, Rose, who is played by Kay Medford, believes in her, but her mom's card-playing friends, including Mrs. Strakosch, is that how you pronounce it, babe?
Strakosch.
Try to dissuade Fanny from show business, believing that Fanny is not the quote-unquote stage beauty. The discussion is all part of our first song, which is If a Girl Isn't Pretty. What are your thoughts on this song?
It's a cute song. It's one of those that I never listen to, but when I do listen to it, I enjoy it.
I agree with you on that. I feel like this song does serve a purpose for part of Fanny's journey, being the not quote-unquote
pretty girl.
I'm a pretty girl, mama.
I know. Like, again, do this song first. You're giving us the plot of the movie. She wants to be famous. They're saying that she's not a conventional beauty. Like, it gives you the plot right there.
Yes,
it gives you Fanny's struggle.
Yeah.
She is the funny, quote-unquote, not pretty girl.
Yeah. It's hard for us to feel sorry for Barbra Streisand because she's gorgeous.
I know.
But similar to Gypsy with Natalie Wood, it's like, oh, well, I mean...
I know, it's so funny
to have this struggle, you guys.
But you know what? I was thinking about that while we were watching it last night, and I was kind of weighing the 2 different ways that they could really play it, which one doesn't make sense and one kind of makes sense, is that you have Barbra Streisand, who, I mean, she is stunning in this. I mean, the first moment you see her profile, her gorgeous nose, her makeup, her wigs, her coat, her nails. She is beautiful, and every time she just kind of takes my breath away. I'm just like, she's so gorgeous. So there's part of me that goes, okay, like, wow, she's not the pretty girl, but she really is. But then she kind of plays it that way too, like she feels uncomfortable when they try to have her be the pretty girl. We can get into that later, but is it because she doesn't think that she is? Like, is she really? But she doesn't think she is, or she's been told that she's not. I don't know. Like, is it bad casting because they picked a pretty girl that is not quote unquote, or that is playing not pretty, or is it really that like she just has like what we all have, and the insecurities of like not knowing that you're beautiful, and that she is like, I can't do this and do this song and pretend to be pretty when I'm not pretty. But
which could be part of that message. So I do think that you're right. Like maybe the casting of the character, it doesn't really matter what your exterior looks like. That's not necessarily it. It's more about the confidence that she exudes. Maybe she's just a girl who doesn't take that much time to do her hair and makeup like the other girls on the block. I mean, like, once again, it's hard because we're seeing a very young Fanny Brice here, but it's like, you're so beautiful. So, but yes, but I think you're right, babe. I think it is more about the insecurities and the self-doubt that someone may have about themselves, wanting to be the quote unquote funny girl.
She's so scared that people are going to make fun of her that she's going to be funny so that she can laugh with them.
The song is cute. I love the set here. We're digging this whole half house, half like bakery shop. It's so cute.
Yeah. It was like, we see shops like this sometimes even to this day, like ma and pa shops where like you'll see people working in the front, but then you can kind of see towards the back, and like you've got like grandma back there watching a TV or something. Like, so this stuff still happens because you've got families that probably don't really have money for like a full staff, and they've got to be at the shop all day long. Now, this is a little bit more of a glamorous movie set version because it's freaking huge. But you've got like the Brice Bakery or whatever, Brice's place in the front that looks like a beautiful cafe, and then you've got a beautiful velvet curtain that goes back to their like poker area. So we get the vibe, we understand what's going on. Like, we're just hanging out because we got to be here all day because this is my shop. But like, it's just the Hollywood
version of it,
intensified version. But it's so beautiful.
So cute. I'm like, did they repurpose the American in Paris set? I'm like, did they reuse this? It felt similar.
Yeah, going into that, like, as we get farther into the movie, I swear so many of these sets, now granted, they could be like the Universal lot that like we've seen on these tours. They could have used, but it's just funny that like we've now been watching so many movies that we've gone into like, is that Singing in the Rain? Is that Guys and Dolls? Like, I was like, is this Street Annie? I was like, I don't know. I had a flashback of like Annie running down the street away from the police officer when there were all of the shops down the street when she's on her way to her audition. But
we're now pinpointing all the recycled sets, you guys, because we're so invested into this.
Yeah. It is cool though. I mean, it's a beautiful set. Like,
yeah, I liked it. I wanted to stage a play in that little space, just that space. During a rehearsal, Fanny's boss complains about Fanny's unsynchronized dancing skills and appearance, and he wants to fire her.
He does fire her.
Oh, that's right. Well, he does fire her. And the song that we get thrown into here is The Greatest Star. And this is the first time in the film that we are getting a taste of Barbra's vocals, on display. What are your thoughts on The Greatest Star?
Having seen the show on stage, oh God, we're gonna do this all the time where we compare it, but like but it's for a good reason. Having seen this on stage and how it's her and Eddie on stage, and she's just talking to Eddie and going like, I don't know why why nobody wants to hire me. Like I've got 36 expert, like, and then goes into the song, yada yada. But I love how they did it for the movie here. Like, he's literally putting on her coat, putting on her hat, like literally pushing her out the door. So like, it almost comes off, instead of her just lamenting to a friend and complaining why she can't get hired, she's almost like pleading her case to this guy who just fired her and is like, don't get rid of me, I'm really talented. I'm meant to be famous. And then it kind of ends how we kind of recognize it in the musical, with her coming back into the theater and singing on the stage. But I kind of love how halfway through he's already slammed the door in her face and she's outside, and like, so it's
the stakes are a little bit higher and zanier on film.
I liked it a lot. I mean, the song, as you know, is one of my favorites from the show. I love The Greatest Star. I think with the right person, you have to have somebody who can really hit all the comedic lines and then hit all of the crazy notes that you have to hit towards the end, because it does become a very showy song. So I think she does it quite flawlessly. Love this scene. What about you?
I can't stand this song.
Oh.
This is one of maybe my least favorite song in the movie, and also on
less than the
stage.
Swan song.
It's too spastic for me. It really is all over the place. I know she's trying to show her comedic skills through it. I am not taking away from any of the actresses that have ever had to perform this song of the control that you need to be able to ping pong and bounce around between these different characters and little shticks and jokes that she's doing and be able to hit these notes. For me, it's way too spastic. Never been a fan of it. I kind of cringe when she gets into that first line that like kicks off the song, because like I know what's coming. Don't know why I dislike it so much. I'm gonna get this out right now.
Okay.
I don't want to keep saying it. I'm gonna say it once. I'm just putting it out there. Barbra Streisand is very loud in a lot of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes I do feel like she is singing for the rafters in a lot of these numbers.
Like she's singing for the back row.
Yeah, like she's singing like she's still on Broadway. And it's interesting because, this first song, if you're not awake and you went into this movie theater, this first song, like it's not even really the first song, but her first
big number.
She has made you aware that she is going to dominate this film. I'm not necessarily saying this is a negative or a positive. I just want to put it out there that immediately I was like, when she is performing, like she is, yes, performing to the back of the house. She is filling up the space, which is interesting because like you would think, I mean, isn't this song a lip sync song? You would think she's not really singing it live on stage, but maybe she did for this particular number. Maybe that's why. Not sure, but it is next level vocals coming at you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that this is a directing issue and that her director should have reeled her in and let her know like you're on film? Or do you think that this was the director saying, or the director and Barbra collaboratively saying, Funny Girl was a huge show on Broadway. A lot of people didn't get to see it. Let's show them what you did on stage.
I'm going to say probably more of that.
So they just kept her as Broadway Barbra.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably more of that. They probably were like, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing, you guys. Let's not have her alter too much of what people love. But it would be interesting to know if any other folks out there have kind of thought about or were as thrown off by it at first. I was a little thrown off by it at first.
Funny enough, if you listen to the original soundtrack compared to the movie soundtrack, not on all songs, but especially maybe this song and like Don't Rain on My Parade, she is actually adding about 10% more to
in this
it.
Movie.
Like more riffs, more
like she was flexing her muscle.
She was really like she was adding a lot more like riffs to the song and giving a lot more. So yeah, I think she was trying to give 110%. Someone like you might say, oh, she's a little too loud, and someone like me might say, oh my gosh, she's doing amazing. But that's just what comes with the game when it comes to musicals.
For sure. She also won an Oscar for it, so I can't critique it that much.
True.
So she perseveres with some assistance from Eddie, who we spoke about before. Eddie is not just like her friend, but he is the stagehand and stage manager of what's going on. I felt like in the stage version, Eddie is a little bit closer to her in regards to being a friend, but maybe I'm not remembering it the right way.
No, I was thinking the same thing, is that in the movie,
like they almost grew up together in the musical, right?
In the musical, I feel like they kind of acknowledge that more, that like they've they've had a relationship before, like a friendship, a longer friendship. In this, they kind of gloss over it. And to be honest, he kind of disappears. Like,
he does. And in the stage musical, I thought there was even some moments of him being like, well, Nicky's not that special. But I thought there were a couple little jealousy moments of him being like, okay, Fanny. Like,
I think they make more of an effort in the musical to kind of keep him around longer. And I think he has more scenes with her mother. In the stage play,
the
mother. They keep him around, and he kind of is representative of her old life.
Yes,
back on the street.
Yeah,
not on the streets.
Oh my gosh,
back on the streets.
Yeah, her life before it all.
Yeah, what is the street called?
Yeah, her life before it all.
Harvey Street,
Murray Hill. It's a city, right?
Easy Street.
Wait, no, Murray Hill is like.
Henry Street.
Henry Street.
But yeah, he's kind of representing that part.
Henry Street. Yeah. So she's now put in a roller skating act after falsely claiming that she can skate. The performance goes completely wrong, but the audience thinks that Fanny is hilarious and basically like cheers her on during this. The roller skating scene is quite funny. It gives me,
and again, it's her friend helping her out.
Yeah,
because he's like, oh, Mr. Keeney's not going to be here, so can you roller skate? Because I'm going to secretly put you in this to see what happens.
She's like, I'm the best roller skater. Of course I can.
Yeah,
obviously she can.
Super funny. And another small little tidbit: if you ever look at the original Funny Girl poster, the little that girl looking portrait of her that's like upside down with roller skates, it was supposed to be a bit in the musical. Like, they wanted to have a roller skating Fanny scene, and they never did it because it just didn't work. I don't know if they just were scared that people were gonna fall and crack their heads open, or if they just couldn't get it to be funny. But then they just left the poster being roller skating funny. So roller skating Fanny. So yeah, they kept the logo of her with roller skates, but yeah, we don't get roller skating Fanny till the movie.
That's so interesting. I never realized that. It gives me very I Love Lucy vibes. The roller skating scene. I was like, this was like a Lucy.
It's very slapsticky, like something Lucy would do to be like, of course I know how to roller skate, so I can get in the show.
So is I'd Rather Be Blue, which is the next song that's coming up after this scene. Now, they keep her out there on stage because
she finishes the roller skating rag or whatever it's called, and then
they're going wild, like for an encore.
Yeah,
almost,
so
right?
then whoever the singer of this Keeney show is about to walk out looking like Mae West, and Eddie is like, Fanny, stay out there, and he literally like rips this lady's dress because he doesn't want her to go out there. And then this is supposed to be in place of Cornet Man.
Got it.
So in the musical, there's no roller skating scene. She starts with him being like, well, I'm going to sneak you into the show. He sneaks her into the musical number Cornet Man, which, I mean, from the revival, I don't know if the original Barbra one was like this, but she starts off very nervous. She's not doing very well. He's telling her from the side, like, smile, come on, give him something. And then she gets more comfortable and then finishes the song. So they've switched it for this I'd Rather Be Blue.
I'd Rather Be Blue,
which is an original like song from that era that Fanny Brice was known for. So they switched a real Fanny like song.
Yeah. Do you like this song?
I do like it. And I had made a comment when we were watching it. I said, I bet you $100 that you liked this song better than you liked Greatest Star, because this is probably Barbra at her most clean, like meaning that she's singing it the way that it probably has it on the paper. Like, she's not trying to do any extra runs or riffs. Like, her voice is very clear. She's not belting to the high heavens.
Yeah, I do like it. I do think it's a really pretty song. It doesn't even feel that disconjointed. To me, this song doesn't feel that way. But I do really like this song.
No, it's nice to kind of have like these songs that are written to sound like that era, and then have a real song that was actually sung from that era.
Right.
So it kind of gives it that vibe. And, you know, I love her looking nervous and then him telling her to smile and she does that really awkward smile. Like it's a very well done scene and I think
Yeah.
it works the purpose just like Cornet Man would have. But you know as well that I love the song Cornet Man and I think that I wish that we could have gotten a movie
Right.
version of
It's
that
tough to
song.
like not have that compare, or you want to compare it because you're like, oh man, they replaced that one with this one, but you know, could have been worse. Could have been Papa Pet Me instead from Guys and Dolls.
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh my goodness. You know, Jule Styne and Bob Merrill, there's something that you don't want to get too conjointed from their music. So it is a gamble that you're taking, pulling in somebody else's written music and throwing it in there. It is yeah, it's definitely a gamble. I don't even know how you would feel as a composer or a lyricist being like, do you feel challenged when someone wants to do that? Do you feel like, well, it's not my show, it's the you know, production studio, it's the studio's show now. So I wonder how you would feel.
I bet it's less of a slap in the face than like what they've done in previous years. I mean, for this one, they at least hired them to write new songs to a musical that they were part of. So for them to add other songs to kind of give Fanny more life of what she originally sang, I think it works.
Yeah.
But you go on to like what they used to do back in like the 30s and 40s and 50s, they would buy a Broadway musical strictly for the name. They would go, oh, like this was really popular on Broadway. We're going to take the name. We're going to take one song. We're going to change the entire plot. We're not going to use any of your other songs that you did. And then we're going to hire one of our studio writers. And then they're going to write 9 bland songs that no one's going to remember. I know that they did that for that Anything Goes movie that they did in the 50s. That I think when you go back and you watch that one, whatever year that was from, and it had Mitzi Gaynor.
Oh, yes.
The movie plot has nothing to do with Anything Goes. If you look, I think they kept 2 songs, and then they added like songs that were not even, it was even more of a slap in the face because they didn't even use Cole Porter music. I think they just added random songs to it. So I bet
that is unfortunate.
I bet that's more of a slap in the face than, you know, adding in 2 Fanny songs, because at least that makes sense.
It does make sense, yes. After the show, the suave Nicky Arnstein comes backstage to meet Fanny. She finds Nicky handsome and charming, but declines his invitation to dinner. I want to point out that this acting scene is the moment where I'm just like, wow. She has a great scene in the wings with the manager and with Eddie. Then she's pulled into this scene with Nicky. I mean, she's really quite good in this movie.
She's a really good actress.
I don't watch this movie so much that I was not still pleasantly shocked by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you haven't seen it enough, and then this is always different because we have to, there's a difference between putting a movie on in the background and kind of like enjoying your night and then like sitting there and having to take notes on it. Like you really are like paying attention.
Totally.
And so you're like, oh, she's a good actress.
I was like, wow, she's actually really good.
I have something to say about Omar Sharif. I don't know what the majority of people's feelings are about him in this movie, but I've always thought, and I know nothing about this man's life. I don't know many of his movies before or after. I don't understand his casting in this role. I'm sorry. Like, I love this movie for Barbra, but when it comes to him, like, not to say he's bad, but I think that the first look of him and you're supposed to be like, oh my God, like he's so suave and he's so handsome. But is he an attractive guy? Yes, he's handsome. But all I kept seeing was like his sweaty face and like his bloodshot glassy eyes. I was like, Does he remember filming this movie? Because he looks like he's like blackout drunk from the first moment that you see him. And I don't want to be rude because I know people have had their struggles in life. I think I did read that he did have a drinking problem at this time, but it's unfortunate for this role of him to be this person that is supposed to be Fanny Brice's love of her life.
Sure.
And the first thing I see is like the lights from the studio are just reflecting off of his like shiny glassy eyes because he's loaded. Like it maybe me personally, because I used to drink a lot, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know how it makes other people, but I was like, oh God, like to me that is not attractive.
I will say, I don't even find him handsome. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I don't find him handsome as an actor. But what you say about Max in Cabaret is the same feeling I get about Nicky Arnstein in this film. I'm like, what is supposed, like, can you be less like slimy and skeezy from the get-go? He already seems like a con artist from the very first day we meet him. Are we supposed to fall for that? Anyway, I agree with you. I want something else because I feel like, what's the draw? What is the draw? Why are we supposed to be all goo goo gaga for this guy that seems kind of like skeezy and slimy from the get-go?
Well, I will say, I didn't personally get, and I know we have different opinions, but I didn't necessarily get skeezy from him. I did get sweet, and I did get that he like helped her. I could see how it could be foreshadowing for that to happen because like you know what he does, so you're like, ooh, maybe this isn't the best choice for this girl. But I didn't necessarily in this scene get skeezy. I just kind of got like, I'm looking at the actor playing him and going, why does he look so drunk? Like he looks so drunk in this scene that I'm just like, he looks puffy, he looks sweaty, he looks glassy eyed. Like it just made me uncomfortable overall.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I was saying about it.
Well, they all can't be Ramin. Sorry.
Yeah. It's true.
So Fanny's dream slowly becomes realized when 6 months later, her mom receives a telegram from Florenz Ziegfeld. She has been hired for the Ziegfeld Follies. And yeah, it's basically a dream. It's a dreams come true type of moment for her. And her audition song, when we cut from the family celebrating this news, her audition song, which of course they do tell her as well, like, don't get in over your head. Like, this is an audition. Actually, I think Fanny is the one that tells them, don't get in over your head because this is an audition. I still need to get the job. But her audition song, when we cut to the theater, is a song called Secondhand Rose. What are your thoughts on this? I don't remember it quite well, and it does not show up on the soundtrack. What is this performance? Is she in like Grecian? Or is it like just rehearsal clothes she's in?
I think she's in like a white gown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Like
she does
Grecian,
kind of look like
right?
a goddess. I like this song. I don't understand why it's not on the soundtrack. That's very weird for me. I like her version, but I will say, if you get the chance to go and listen to the Supremes version of the song,
Oh, okay.
Diana Ross
has a great version.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, very cool.
This it's so random because they have so many great songs, but the Supremes version of Secondhand Rose is probably one of my favorite Supreme songs.
Wow.
So randomly, but I love Diana Ross's voice in the song. But going back to this, I think this must be a song from a different era that they plopped in here. I think Secondhand Rose is like a traditional like American songbook type song.
Okay.
I don't know why they would have her record this for the movie and not put it on the soundtrack. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But great song. Great, cute audition, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I just had to say, I go out and listen to Diana Ross in the Supreme version.
Good to know.
It's so beautiful.
Definitely going to make a clip of that and put it on TikTok.
I already have.
Oh, cool.
Maybe I'll repost it.
Yeah, repost it.
It's so good.
Repost it. In her debut performance, after she gets cast as a beautiful bride in a romantic musical number. She is uncomfortable about it because, remember, you guys, she believes she is not the prettiest girl. She has grown up this way. This is part of Fanny's journey that we have here.
Yeah.
So when she gets cast as this beautiful bride, she's uncomfortable about her looks. And while debuting this number on the big night, she secretively does a twist to coming out as the bride in her wedding gown, and she comes out with a pregnant belly instead for the song. The name of the song here is called His Love Makes Me Beautiful. Thoughts on this song?
Before we get into the song,
Oh, yes.
we just got to rewind a little bit.
No,
and talk about
because you got to cut me off because I'll keep going.
Oh no!
So, you know.
No, I was. This is about the song.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about the intro to the song.
Mm-hmm. Like when she's arguing with him.
No, the women on stage and them doing their like monologues.
Oh my God! I have a note about that too. Oh my goodness! Yes, please go into it.
I love this section. I was like, I don't know why I don't like. As a gay man, like it's so glamorous and these women are so beautiful and like the bubble baths and the brushing of the hair. It was kind of reminding me of like Flower Drum Song when she's performing I Enjoy Being a Girl.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. It reminded me of like her in the towel and then just like being in the mirrors and just being
the blonde beauty,
being like a
hot hair, like a Godiva, you know?
Yeah, like it was, and then once we're done with the like bathing scene, then we get them all in their like headdresses and they're doing their like, "A winter bride is a la 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 la.
These Follies girl
An
quotes.
autumn bride." I was like, I'm clipping this. This is going on my page. This is so campy and like
I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying.
It was good. I could watch that on repeat. Like
But you're right. This giant set as well, besides their like monologue singing lines that they have, this set is gorgeous. This is one of those where Jeffrey always says, "Money, honey." This is
money.
A money scene. The chandeliers, the girls hanging from the chandeliers, the actual curtains in the background, I was really focused on them. They almost look like liquid. It's so cool. They're so shimmery they're so shimmery and have this like satiny look to it. The way they move, it almost looks like purple liquid in the background. Very, very cool. It gave me Death Becomes Her if they had to stage it back then without any technology.
Oh my gosh, I could see that. But now going into the actual song of, Fanny coming on with her big belly.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
Mm-hmm.
She milks every line. Everything she says, she hits every punchline. I love that her dance partner, when it gets to that scene, he literally looks like he can't hold a straight face. Like, I feel like we've seen it on stage before where like her dance partner is trying to do like an acting scene and like look very like, "Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah, or even annoyed.
Annoyed or uncomfortable. Yes. Like, oh God, this isn't how we rehearsed it. But like her dance partner, Barbara's dance partner, is like cracking up. Like he can't hold it in. And I do like that the girls behind her are also laughing.
Yes.
Because again, I think we've seen it on stage where like the girls are like in pose and they're kind of like, what's happening? This was not. But I feel like they were also in on the energy that the audience was giving. The audience was laughing and then they were laughing, but not at her. They were like, this is really funny.
Yes.
So they were all just kind of having a good time. Which leads into Ziegfeld coming from his, high tower, going to the side of the stage. And one of my favorite parts of this performance is at the very end when she's like literally up there, she's like the cake topper or whatever. Yes. And the song's about to end and she looks over to the side of the stage and she sees Ziegfeld like looking furious and you see her face drop. They do this close up on her and her face drops and she looks so nervous and then she has to get back into character or whatever. But I just love this like face drop, kind of scared, like, ooh, did I make the right decision or not? Like that was a really cool acting choice that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do on stage because not everybody would be able to see this small facial expression.
Yes.
Like she would have had to like shrug her shoulders or like, you know, really like kind of pantomime it. Whereas in this, you can do like a close up and really see like the split second drop and the worry that she was feeling.
Yeah, when he is obviously angry, like going into the plot now, when he's angry and he's shuttling her backstage and everyone he's passing is like, great show, Florence. Oh my goodness. And oh my God, that last sketch was so funny.
Only you could think of that. Like all of the stuff, like they're all praising him because they're like, you're a genius.
Yeah, the buildup is so funny because you are literally as a viewer watching it, you're like, oh my gosh, is there's no way. There's no way he's gonna how can he fire her now? You're almost like nervous for her because you're like, how is he gonna fire her now after everybody loves it? It builds up a good momentum for it.
Yeah. And then going back just a little bit to Kay Medford as Mrs. Brice. I love this scene so much. It's so little and her in the audience gives so much to the scene because I kind of said to you while we were sitting there, like, she's so the opposite of like a gypsy or like a Mama Rose. Mama Rose, like in Gypsy, is like forcing her daughter to do this and like it's very hard on her. And like you can tell that Mrs. Brice genuinely just wants her daughter to be happy and succeed. And she's such the nervous mom sitting there, kind of like you had pointed out, looking around and kind of worried about what people are saying and like kind of waits to see how it pans out before she kind of claps along because she's just so nervous for her daughter. It kind of like gives you a little choke up moment because you're just like, you can feel this love from her mom.
Yeah. And she's nervous for her, like, oh my gosh, did she make the right decision?
She's nervous all around. She's nervous what the audience is going to think. She's like, is she going to get fired? Like, she's really just 100% like invested in her daughter. It has nothing to do with her.
And also as a mom, she knows that Fanny pulled that out of her ass. You know what I mean? Like she knows it. She doesn't have to talk to her daughter. She knows her daughter.
Once she got out there and she kind of heard the giggling, I think she kind of brustles in her seat. Like she's like, oh, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah. No, that is a really, really great scene. Good.
Yeah, I was going to ask, really, what did you think of that moment?
Really, really good moment. I loved it. I think you were spot on about how she's so different from a Mama Rose, you know? When Florence gets Fanny into the dressing room and it's just them both, it's this intimate scene. Once again, kudos to the acting chops that Barbra has on her. Love this scene so much. Her line about explaining why she did this joke to him about how everyone would have laughed at me because I'm not the most beautiful girl. I'm not that beautiful bride. They laughed with me, not at me, because it was my joke. I wanted them to laugh. I love that quote. I really feel like, once again, going back to other female comedians that are out there, they probably feel that way sometimes. And I just think that it's great that, like, she stood up for herself and she was like, I was able to own it. It was a big difference. They were laughing with me. So anyway, I just wanted to point out that quote because that was definitely my favorite.
It's definitely a strength and it's definitely like a defense mechanism. Like I know when I was younger and I was in school and I was a little bit more heavy set, I never had that issue of like being bullied for it. Not that I remember, because I know that like I was the funny kid and like I would joke around and be really silly and like I would so people would laugh because I was being funny, or if I like made a joke about being fat or something like that. Like you kind of take ownership of it and you take control of it, and then like people are laughing because they're laughing with me because I'm being silly, because she just didn't want to feel foolish.
Right.
I do love that she's explaining it. Like that line is so great because he adds that extra line of like, they laughed at you anyway. Like he genuinely did not get it. He wanted her to do this song straight, this beautiful ballad, and it just be this beautiful number. And like when she explained it halfway through her explanation, he's like, well, guess what? They laughed at you anyway. And she's like, no, they did not laugh at me. They laughed with me. So it's cool. Her explanation there, like you said, so good. Beautiful scene.
Beautiful scene.
Beautiful acting. Like you
He,
know,
of course, doesn't fire her. In fact, tells her, you better play it like that every single night because the audience ate it up. So
yeah, it's cute when her mom comes backstage. Mrs. Straykosh comes backstage, who's played by, we didn't really talk about her during the
the poker scene earlier?
the If a Girl Isn't Pretty scene.
Yeah.
Like she's
She's
so cute. Her voice just brings so much cuteness and like
quirky,
like funny.
And what a great actress she is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she adds so much to those little scenes with her mom.
It would be cool to look at other films that she's done. You know that? It'd be really cool to see what other movies that she did that were her standout movies that people go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Nicky Arnstein also appears, you guys, and congratulates Fanny on her success and then accompanies her to the Brice family celebration where all the, little neighborhood ladies, they get Nicky to play poker with them. So yeah, basically Fanny's like, I know you want to take me out to dinner, but instead you want to rough it up and come downtown with me to my family's celebration.
We're having a little street party.
Yeah, and he's like, of course I'm going to come to your party. Like, why wouldn't I? This whole look on Babs, by the way, it's like a burnt rust color with beads on it. Her wig, I don't even know if the wig makes sense. I know there are a lot of moments where you and I, babe, are like, I don't know what generation this movie is supposed to be in, but her wig looks fantastic. This is one of my favorite looks of hers in the film. It's got like this kind of rust color to it that I don't think a lot of people could pull off. And she does pull off this rust color also in Hello Dolly in one of my favorite outfits of hers. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't listen to our cabaret episode, I kind of touched on the fact that movie studios really liked to push whatever era they filmed the movie in. They really liked to add that into, they weren't really caring about making these 1910s 1920s outfits look exactly like the era. So you've got, if you look at Barbra Streisand as Fanny Brice, she's wearing her hair and her wigs in the same way that she was wearing her hair and her wigs in her concerts at that time. So this is quintessential Barbra Streisand on screen. Like, one of her big hair do's that she has, I think it comes later in the movie, I was like, I swear to God, this is the wig she used for her concert happening in Central Park. So yeah, I mean,
classic Barbra.
People I think you said people were paying to see Barbra Streisand, so they had her look like Barbra Streisand. I also love that you called her Babs, because I feel like it's kind of slowly starting to seep out that maybe you are a Barbra gay.
I think it's a Barbara Gordon thing from Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm so used to that. That's why.
They call her Babs. So
I'm so used to...
maybe she's reeling you in. I do also want to randomly bring up this family / street neighborhood neighbors, all of this whole party scene really kind of gave me like a warm feeling, because isn't it funny, like I feel like in 2026, or even just ever since the internet and like phones and everything, like it was so much harder to like communicate with people back in the day. And so I feel like you really were like best friends or very close with like your neighbors. You knew them, you hung out with them, you shared food with them, you would go to dinner with them. Like, I feel like you really got that from this vibe. Like, I don't want to sound like back in the day, but like it was just so cute, because even when we were kids, like the internet was just barely coming out, and it was just a different time of like, we had phones, like we had like wall phones, but
you almost hung out more with your friend neighbors than
your friend neighbors, your family.
Yeah.
Like, you had to, besides talking to them on the phone, you really had to like make an effort to like hang out with these people around you. And so you kind of really
back that
get
feeling.
this kind of vibe of like, what life was like pre-internet and pre like, electronics. And so even just her like walking around the party and like knowing everyone by name. I can't tell you the names of my neighbors, maybe the ones on each side of us, but like her even walking out of her house and seeing the neighbor from the second floor and like knowing her name and like asking about her baby and stuff. It was just like it was a different time, and it was just kind of like that warm, like, you know,
It gave me the
neighborhood.
feels.
Yeah, I was like, this is so cute that like this is like her, this is where she's most comfortable. Like she talks about Henry Street kind of like with this love, I guess you could say.
These are her people.
Yeah. So it was very cute.
So as they're leaving the party, there is an intimate, personal level type of scene between Nicky and Fanny. It's out on the steps of the house. They're walking down the block a bit, and it leads into a song here, which is, it's almost like a bit of an inner monologue type of song, which is Fanny singing "People." This is obviously a big song here. They share a kiss. It's just such a personal moment. What are your thoughts on People?
I think that People is, if this makes any sense, I think that out of all of the songs in the musical and the film Funny Girl is the most related to Barbra Streisand. I don't necessarily consider it, in my mind, I feel like the one that is most connected to Funny Girl, I always think of like Don't Rain on My Parade.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of like a Barbra Streisand, like um not a swan song. What are they called when it's something in their repertoire that like they're known for?
Like a staple?
Yeah, a Barbra Streisand staple, I think of like People.
Mm-hmm.
People is like, I think she had recorded the song before the movie came out. Like it was like a single of hers.
Oh, okay.
And like it's very funny because I think when it's one of those moments where the writers knew that they had written like a hit.
Mhm.
They knew like this is gonna be the song that people remember. Like I said, to me, I always think of it as a Barbra song, not really like a Funny Girl song, but that's just my own opinion. But even I've read some things on it, and like behind the scenes, there were people. I think the director was like wanted to cut this song because they said this song does not make sense because this doesn't sound like a song that, if you listen to the lyrics, this does not sound like something that Fanny Brice would say. This almost sounds like something that Nick Arnstein would be telling Fanny. Because like, you know, he's more, they try to make it like they're both connecting about being like these show business people that don't really have people around them, but like Nick Arnstein is this gambler and he kind of like is jet setting, has to go here for this job and has to go there for this job. And so like if you think about the lyrics about like being jealous of people who need people are the luckiest people in the world, it sounds like something that like Nick would be singing and not necessarily what Fanny is singing. So it's just it's interesting little backstory about like
they wanted to cut it.
The director wanted to cut it, but the writers were like, "You're an idiot. We're going to have Barbra Streisand sing this, and it's going to be the biggest hit of the entire show," which it was. This is like one of her biggest songs, and it was the writers like one of their biggest songs.
On
this
stage,
was just
I can't remember. Is it a duet?
No, he just sits there and watches her sing it.
Oh,
like it's not that the house party is more of a street party, and they have like picnic tables out, and so everybody kind of like walks away, and then it's the two of them, and then she sings the song to him. But so it's always a Fanny Brice solo,
sure.
But it's just as they were making the musical, and I believe even when they were making the film, they just, it was one of those things where they were like, the song doesn't really make sense for this character, but it's just a great song. Mm-hmm. Do you not get that? Did you not think that at all?
I thought it was just correlates to her life there with like, once again, like her people, her squad, her neighborhood, I took it more as that. I feel at least in the movie, it is placed in a really great spot, that I do digest it well like that. I didn't really relate it to being more of something that Nicky might sing, but I guess it could work. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could work, but I do think it's a beautiful song. I gravitate towards this song way more than Don't Rain on My Parade. Well, we cut from here within a year of Fanny now being a Broadway star. while on tour, she runs into Nicky in Baltimore. She seems cold at first when she sees him because, once again, it's been about a year since she's communicated with him. So she's reluctant, but she does agree to go to a dinner date with him, which is where they do finally share their romantic mutual feelings with each other. It solidifies it. After this dinner scene, it cuts to another song, which is You Are Woman, I Am Man. What are your thoughts on You Are Woman, I Am Man?
I don't ever want to hear Omar Sharif sing again. I did not like his singing voice. I did not think he gave anything to the song. He sounded very flat to me the entire time. Very flat. It's a very cute song. I love how they shot the scene for film. I know when I was listening to Barbra's book, I think it might have been her idea to do it this way because she says she hates to lip sync. She's a very bad lip syncer to her pre-recorded vocals because she always wants to do different things with her hands and her mouth and her expressions, and so like trying to stay with this one vocal is very difficult for her. So she said that it was partly for that reason, but also when it gets to her section in You Are Woman, I Am Man, all of her lines in the very beginning are in her head. So he's singing this and kind of trying to woo her, and then the food comes, and while the food comes, she's kind of in the corner and her lines are in her head. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what do I do in this situation? She's kind of freaking out. On stage, you can kind of get away with the background darkening and a spotlight going on someone, and you kind of realize this is an inner monologue. The other people in the room are not hearing this because it is a spotlight on this person. Like they kind of did that in Little Mermaid during the scenes on Broadway when she doesn't have her voice. They would kind of put a spotlight on her, but she would just start singing even though she doesn't have her voice.
Yeah, I don't even know why you would technically have to change anything in this particular scene. You would think she could just look at the audience and like say it, but that doesn't really work. Not unless you were not unless it was like a stage song.
Yeah, it works so well. Like I love that they decided to kind of have her. She's kind of not miming, but she's making facial expressions while she's thinking these lyrics. Like she's kind of like shrugging and kind of like, making faces, and it just works so great. Like that part I love. I think it's great that they kept it as like a Fanny inner monologue moment. But yeah, I love her. I love her hair. I love the purple dress. I think that she really pops in this big red room, being in like all purple. I just think that it's a really beautiful color on her. Again,
I agree with you on it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say again, big 60s Barbra hair.
Yeah,
like
totally.
They probably never would have had in this era. I just,
But she does look great in this scene.
Totally.
I agree with you on Omar, by the way. During this scene, I literally wrote a note like, I don't get it. I don't understand the charm. Like, where is the charm? But anyway. The reunion is cut short after Nicky's racehorse loses a big race, leaving him broke. So to make money, Nicky decides that he is heading for Europe to gamble during this like long voyage that the ship is going to have. He's going basically on a little gambling cruise journey.
Right? Bunch of rich guys just cruising and boozing.
Say you have problems without saying you have problems. Fanny impulsively quits the tour and rushes back to New York to join him. When we say rushes back, we're talking like big musical number rush back, you guys. Like this is what Jeffrey was talking about before. I am setting you guys up for a big musical number here. I'm grabbing my suitcase, I'm quitting my job, and this is where we get Don't Rain on My Parade. So here we go. Take it away, Boo.
Probably the best recorded version of this song. I love the movie version more than I love any of the Broadway versions, specifically for the fact that like I love her interpretation here. I like the runs and the different ways that she plays with the lines and kind of like growls them. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I love Barbara's voice here. I think that
Mm-hmm.
her vocals are just stunning. And even when I, hum along to it to myself, like I always kind of find myself going with like the way that like,
Her runs are
yeah, like the way that
nice,
she kind of
nice.
goes with it. Like it's kind of that perfect recorded version of the song more than the one from her original Broadway
Mm-hmm.
soundtrack. I just love this one. I love her outfit. Big money, money honey.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they end this scene on this big ass tugboat. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking they really were like we are we are using our budget to its fullest.
Yeah.
Like to end this with what they must have had to use a helicopter. Like she must have had an earpiece to kind of keep with the music. I don't know how that worked back in the day. Like I don't know about technology.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Boo. I think that what impressed me the most was I am not the biggest fan of all of the different cuts that they do in this song because I do want to just see like this. If there's the one song I want to see her sing all out in this movie, I do want to see her sing this song all out. So I don't love all of the different cuts, but I get the purpose of it. I get that we are not on stage. We are in a film, so we can do these big budget things. But that's what impressed me the most. The synchronized singing with the way that the camera moved as it pulled into her window on the train, as it pulled into her outside on the front of the ship.
Yeah, I was most impressed by once the helicopter, like you see the tugboat, and then once the helicopter kind of flips towards the front and you're getting closer, if you squint your eyes and look really close and you're looking at Barbara from that angle and you see her little mouth moving, it's moving in it's perfectly synchronized
it's
to
all
the
perfect.
So I was like, this was done flawlessly.
Now, granted, can they take that music and edit backwards? Can they take the film and edit backwards based on the way that she is timing everything? Yes, but that still doesn't necessarily, you don't know the shots are going to jive up that way. What would be very, very cool if there are uncut scenes of the helicopter going around that ship over and over again, and how many times she had to lip sync the entire song on that ship. That would be amazing, because maybe that copter just kept going around the ship while she sang 6 minutes of that song just to get different angles and different shots. But that'd be really cool.
Well, the one they ended up on was great.
Oh, beautiful. I think if there's a beautifully cut and cinematography type of scene, yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah. Movie having a big budget and doing all of this to show like her journey to get to Nick, great. But I do agree, like it also works so well on stage as just a act one closer.
Yeah,
like
sing it out,
dim all the lights,
yeah,
put that big old spotlight on Fanny and just let her like belt it out. Because I mean, I think of recent years, the most goosebumps I've ever gotten, like from a non-sad song, but it's given me like tears in my eyes, like because I was just so overstimulated by like how great it was. I've had that moment a few times in theater, but of recent years, it was when we saw Katarina McCrimmon as Fanny on this when we went to the Amundsen Theater. I was blown away by that talented woman. She was sensational. I know we both do this where we kind of go back and forth between stage and film, but like it works so well as just to turn all the lights off and let's just have a vocal moment.
Yeah, I really do wish that Katarina had a recording of Funny Girl, because I don't think I appreciated the music as much as I do now until I had heard her live at the Amundsen in this role. I can honestly say I never went out of my way to go listen to Funny Girl music until after I heard her perform it. And yeah, I wish that we had some solid recordings of it. And everyone who doesn't know her needs to go follow her. Actually, she just came out with a jazz album not that long ago. So
Ooh, I'll have to
you
listen
know,
to that.
I'll make a clip of this so Katerina out there can you know, hopefully comment on it or like it. But we were both just spellbound by her performance of in this musical.
Mhm.
Songs that she sang in Act 2 as well. I mean, yeah, she is quite the unbelievable actress.
Can we go back to the 90s when like someone would go on tour and they would release like a tour album,
Yeah,
or someone on Broadway would go you know, they would hype up this person who's taking over a role, so they would release an album with that person.
yes.
Like they would be like, Brooke Shields is going to be in Grease, we're going to do a new album with Brooke
I
Shields. Brooke
know.
Shields is going to be in what's the other one, the one that Donna Murphy was in, Wonderful Town. Brooke Shields is going to be in Wonderful Town. We're going to do an album. All of these actresses are going to play
know.
Norma Desmond. We're gonna release Norma
Yeah.
Desmond EPs
15 times. Exactly.
Like we're gonna do a Betty Buckley one. We're
Yeah.
gonna do like
we're missing out. Just to have
come on. Isn't Broadway like, I feel like within the last 10 years, like Broadway has become a lot more mainstream and like it does so well now. I know this last season they had a lot of flopperinis, but you would think that they would want to get as much music out there as possible. Release the replacement cast.
Not only that, we're in the digital era. We don't even need to make hard copies. It should be easier now to be like, Katerina, we are cutting a national tour Funny Girl with your vocals on it. It should be easier now to do that.
You know what they should do? If I were in theater, which I am not, and maybe it takes the life out of it.
If I were in charge of the show.
What I would do is I would record the orchestra from beginning to end, every song. You now have the bass orchestration, the score. You get someone in the role and everyone raves about their reviews. Put them in the studio and have them record over that orchestra that you already have recorded. It'll take one day. Release it online. You don't even need to do a CD or a vinyl or whatever. Release it on Apple Music and Spotify. Boom! You've got streaming and you're making money. They need to do this more because there are so many replacement casts or touring casts or whatever that we have seen that we're like, this is now but a memory in my head.
Seriously.
I want to hear it forever.
I know.
If anyone else feels like this, please let us know, because
I feel like we are missing out here.
I feel like they did it so much more in the 90s and they had it right.
Yeah. And like we said, it's easier now. So let's get it together.
Yes.
But yes, go follow Katerina because she changed our lives.
She really did. Whew. But yeah, that not a sad song, but Act 1 ended and I feel like I was misty-eyed because I was just like, geez, this was so good.
I know, seriously. Cat's Out of the Bag. That's her jazz album that came out.
Nice.
So yes, everyone go follow her. Everyone go listen to Cats Out of the Bag by Katerina McCrimmon. And also she is going to be in the new Bigfoot musical that's going to be opening up. So
what?
Yes. Okay. That's the end of Act 1. She gets on the ship. She's on her way to go see Nicky.
She's on the tugboat.
We have made it to the end of Act 1, and we actually do have an intermission in this film. So you actually get, the intermission title card that comes up on the screen.
And again, paused it real quick, came back, the screen was black, and I go, oh my God, is my Blu-ray broken? But it's because it said intermission, then the word goes away, and then you get 5 minutes of
the score.
Yes. Can we not?
Oh my goodness. Too funny.
Leave the word up there. Put a countdown.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, a countdown.
We go to Fathom events sometimes where they have the countdown.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
thank you. Let me know how long I have to pee.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for listening today. Please go out and follow us on social media
at Hollywood Hubbies on TikTok and on Instagram. You can also follow my clips page, Fave Musical Clips.
Yeah, he posts a lot of like really just kind of out of the box stuff too, which is fun. They're not
random
all just
stuff.
Yeah, they're not all just, stuff that So, Well, all right. Thank you all for listening. And please stay tuned for our next week's episode, which will be part 2 of Funny Girl.
Yes. Let's see what happens. Did she make it to the boat?
Did those flowers make it? Did the
Oh my
roses
God.
make the entire journey? All right. Have a good day, y'all.
Bye, guys.